When the German tanks Tiger and Panther began to dominate the battlefield during World War II, the Soviet Union realized that it needed to create a machine capable of effectively fighting them. The answer came in the form of the Su-100, a powerful self-propelled artillery unit that fought against enemy tanks and protected our army. What did the Su-100 represent, and how did it change the course of the war? Stay with us to learn all the details. During World War II, tanks were becoming increasingly powerful, and the Soviet Union faced the necessity of developing means to counter these machines. The German Tiger and Panther tanks had heavy armor and powerful guns, making them nearly invulnerable to most Soviet weapons at the time. To counter these tanks, more powerful weapons were needed. The development of the new self-propelled unit began in 1943. This was not the first project for creating self-propelled artillery units in the Soviet Union, but at that point, existing machines could not effectively fight the new German tanks. Previously created units, like the Su-76 and Su-85, used guns with less armor-piercing power, limiting their effectiveness. The basis for the new unit was chosen: the chassis of the T-34 medium tank, which had already proven itself to be a reliable and maneuverable machine. The T-34 tanks were equipped with relatively good armor and could effectively move over various types of terrain, making them an excellent foundation for creating a self-propelled unit. The weapon of the Su-100 became the key element of the new machine. It was a 100 mm D-10 gun, which had excellent armor-piercing capabilities. It was twice as powerful as the 85 mm gun used in earlier self-propelled units. The 100 mm gun could penetrate the armor of most German tanks at distances of up to 1,000 meters or more, making the Su-100 a serious threat to any German machine. The design of the self-propelled unit was simple but effective. Unlike traditional tanks, the Su-100 did not have a rotating turret, like the T-34. Instead, its gun was mounted in a fixed turret, which allowed for a lighter weight and improved stability of the machine. At the same time, the turret had well-angled armor, significantly increasing its protection against enemy shells. The self-propelled unit was relatively light for its class, weighing about 30 tons. In this regard, the Su-100 had an advantage over heavier opponents, allowing it to maintain maneuverability. The chassis of the T-34 provided excellent off-road capability, whether on field roads or marshy areas. The first Su-100s were deployed in 1944 and immediately began seeing action. On the front lines, where intense fighting was taking place against German tanks, the unit proved its effectiveness. It was actively used in offensive operations and played an important role in the battles for the liberation of Eastern Europe. One of the main advantages of the Su-100 was its ability to enter battle quickly and also leave it just as swiftly. Due to its high mobility, it could move across the battlefield, support tank units, and destroy enemies. For example, the Su-100 could track down a heavy German tank, destroy it, and immediately retreat to cover, avoiding return fire. In combat, the Su-100 encountered some difficulties. While its gun was powerful, the machine itself did not have heavy armor like later self-propelled units. This meant it could be vulnerable to fire from stronger opponents at close range. However, for most targets it encountered, the Su-100 was more than capable. During the war, especially in 1945, the Su-100 was actively used on various fronts. It supported Soviet advances and destroyed German equipment. In battles like the assault on Berlin, the Su-100 played an important role in providing support for infantry and tanks. The Su-100 became not only a powerful weapon against German tanks but also an essential part of the Soviet Army's artillery force. The use of the Su-100 in combat demonstrated that such self-propelled units have a high potential for supporting infantry and tanks. It could be used for fighting tanks at long distances, as well as for destroying enemy positions, fortifications, and even enemy personnel. The Su-100 continued to be used after the war. It remained in service with Soviet forces for several years and was used in various military conflicts, such as the Korean War and other countries. Modernized versions of the Su-100 were also used by the armed forces of Warsaw Pact countries. Over time, with the development of new types of equipment and weapons, the Su-100 was gradually phased out of service. However, its legacy remained an important milestone in the development of self-propelled artillery. Its powerful gun and high mobility made the Su-100 one of the most successful and effective combat vehicles of its time. The Su-100 became an example of how a simple yet well-thought-out design could play a decisive role in warfare. It was not only useful in fighting German tanks but also became a symbol of Soviet military technology of that era. The Su-100 also became an example of how important it is to constantly develop and adapt technology to changing battlefield conditions. The war showed that no army can remain stagnant, and new threats require new solutions. The Su-100 was one such solution, and its success became possible due to the rapid response to changing combat situations. So, friends, the Su-100 became one of the most successful and powerful self-propelled artillery units during World War II. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to our channel and leave a comment. We're always happy to hear your thoughts and ready to share new interesting facts. See you in the next video.